How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Ruffle Rowlett, and welcome back to a brand new video, guys. Today we're going to take a look at some Pokemon rumors, leaks, news, all that kind of stuff. So let's get started with the stuff that's kind of legit, but also a little bit iffy. So let's start with that first, which is going to be this post right here. Also, by the way, if you guys are wondering why there's a random green blankie behind me, it's because I was doing some voiceover recording earlier. So yeah, just an FYI on that. Either way, back to the actual post. So Looney says here, Pokemon made a big whoopsie by leaking something they probably weren't meant to. Somebody's getting fired for sure, Lamau. And then it's a post here from a Japanese account called Ida Mimi Seabat, which basically just said it's not a typo, it's probably a flag for a new release. And then it's a, I'm guessing the Japanese account posting a specific post here. What the actual post says, though, when translated, is approval, flow test, edit, content added, which could be, in this case, could be potentially some like content being added to their through their portal, whatever they use to actually make these posts, because I don't really know when it comes to background for different companies and stuff, whether it's whether it's Nintendo or another company. I don't really know how to go about the process of deciding, okay, we're gonna have this person just go directly through Twitter and post this. Usually social media teams, they have some other platform they use, like a separate thingy, and usually through that they can send out, if there is a, let's say, tweet that needs to go out, and a Facebook post, and a YouTube video, whatever, they can have a single portal at the company, like a single interface that sends out all that stuff. And it could be possible here that when doing that, they kind of messed up. They were supposed to be scheduled or something, but instead, while adding this content, it slipped out, and this post came out. Because this was a slip-up post, obviously, right? They wouldn't be just tweeting randomly out, approval, flow test, edit, content added. Come on, it's not something they would do. But keep in mind, this doesn't necessarily mean that there is massive Pokemon news coming. I saw some people assuming that this means, we're definitely getting some massive stuff happening. But there's no guarantees for that. For example, here you guys can see, this would be so funny if they accidentally leaked an upcoming trailer for Legends ZA. Keep in mind, today is what? Tuesday? When I'm recording this, it's a Tuesday, okay? So Pokemon trailers could happen anywhere between now and mid-August, right? Even late August, worst case scenario. But they can happen at any given time right now. Also, why is my hair becoming curly? That's weird. Either way, point is, it can happen at any given time. I don't know if this necessarily indicates anything. I know a lot of people were excited for it, but you guys can see the actual post, the original post from Pokemon Company has been deleted now. So it doesn't exist anymore, right? There is no post like that anymore, and yeah, I don't know what to tell you. Also, Twitter's weird, bro. Point is that, yeah, there isn't really much else to say about it. I don't really know if this has any value. Just keep it in mind, just in case something does drop this week, then we already had an indication from a mess-up over at the Pokemon Company, or whoever runs their social media for Japan. So we'll see if anything comes with that, but we'll have to wait. Either way, moving on, though, we have this post right here from Serbi saying, Serbi updates, Pokemon Trainer Tour is a new show announced that will actually air on Prime Video at Roku. God damn! From July 31st. This show follows various players of the Pokemon TCG across 8 episodes. Kind of cool. I don't really know what else to say. It's kind of neat. It's kind of cool that they're doing something like this. I don't know. Not really much else to say. The Pokemon TCG, of course, is popular. It has its own fan base outside of the video games and outside of the anime fans, the video game fans, the manga fans, which is a very small subset. But point is, there is a fan base for this, so it's kind of cool that they're doing it. Then we're going to move on to 2 other things. First up is this post on 4chan. So, this was just a random little rumor. Again, I'm going to go through it really quickly because we have a bigger rumor I want to really take a look at. There's a bigger post that I'm way more curious about. That's way more interesting. But this one says, spoiler and information from Anonymous. He says that there's no news at Worlds. Ooh, spicy. First trailer in September 2024. Game release is October 2025. Not a launch title for, and then he just links, I guess he says some, Japanese, Chinese, I'm not really sure, sometimes it's hard to discern between, what do you call it, hiragana, katakana, and, all the differences between them and, Japanese, Chinese, Korean. Sometimes it's not really easy to discern which one's which. But looking this up, it doesn't really give me any decent results. It just shows a mecha robot. That's literally it. That's when I looked this up. So nothing of value coming from there. It says there were early plans to include a terrestrialization form for Zygarde 100, which was replaced with a simple Mega Evolution, apparently. Gameplay is very similar to Pokemon Snap, and you report to the Lumiose Gazette with findings of new Pokemon. That's different. Most of the other posts I've seen, none of them actually said anything like that. That's actually a unique take, or a unique, thing to say. Fair enough. I've seen footage of the game, and it looks very fun so far. I've seen Mega Pokemon for Xerneas and Yveltal, and they look very different. Okay. So Mega Pokemon, Mega Xerneas, Mega Yveltal. All right. Pokedex is very big with new Kalos Pokemon. One of them is very important to the story and looks like a Chinese lion statue. Okay. Many Mega Pokemon you have to fight them. I saw Mega Dragonite. This is all for now. So, again, I don't really know if there's anything of value here. Again, I don't know. It is just a rumor post at the end of the day, and I don't really know if anything of valuable can come from this, but I would love to know what you guys think about this. First of all, I will say this. No news at Worlds. Highly doubt it. I've said this a million times, and I'll bring this up again. Look up, like, let's see, Pokemon presentations on Cerebi. Here you guys can see. So, Pokemon Presents, right? And this is something that's a proven fact. I'm not going to be, I'm going to argue it very quickly here, which is Pokemon Presents were the new format of presentations that replaced the original Pokemon Directs. The last Pokemon Direct we had was January 9th, 2020. Since 2020, we have not had a Pokemon Direct. We have switched over, since this date, since 2020, January 9th, we switched over to Pokemon Presents, okay? Pokemon Presents is what we have now. And this has started ever since June 17, 2020. But here's what's happened since 2021. Every February, there is one Pokemon Presents. So you guys can see February 26th, 2021, Pokemon Presents for Pokemon Day. Next one, August 18th, 2021, Pokemon Presents. So again, 2% in 2021. Moving on to the next year, 2022. Again, February, this time 27th. So I guess 27th, 26th, it's interchangeable because it's a day or two. There's like a day difference between that and the regular Pokemon Day, right? So whatever. It also could have been timing reasons, whatever. Point is, it was basically on Pokemon Day as well. Moving on, though, guess what? 2022, when was the next Presents? Again in August, right? August 2022, right? There you go. Boom. Okay, what's the next one? Well, Pokemon Presents, February 27th, 2023. Guess what? We had a Pokemon Presents this, last year. Same thing here. It came out in February 2023. What was the next one? Again in August. The only one that stayed consistent on the exact day is basically the one that happens in the one that happens on Pokemon Day, right? The first Pokemon Presents of every year. That one has stayed consistently on Pokemon Day, except the first time because that was on the 26th, but it's a day difference. The other ones, though, have been August 18th, August 3rd, and August 8th. So the difference between these is a little bit of a larger variable. Like, it shifts by quite a few more days here. But overall, though, August is when we're usually expecting one, because guess what? Our next present after that, our most recent one, was in February 2024. So logically, just logically, the next one should be again in August, which is why when I read this rumor, this just sounds like BS. Because Worlds, if you think about it, Pokemon Worlds, right? If we look it up, 2024, Pokemon Worlds 2024 is going to be, where will it be held? Honolulu, Hawaii, from Friday, August 16th until Sunday, August 18th. So, keep in mind, guys, okay? The last time we had one of these, August 18th, it happened here in 2021, August 3rd, August 8th. So it has happened on these dates before. If you look at Pokemon Worlds, right? Pokemon Worlds, in this case, 2023, right? When did that happen? So Pokemon Worlds 2023 was between the 11th of August and the 13th of August. So it's possible, right? It is very much possible, I'm going to put it like that we don't get it exactly on the Pokemon Worlds time frame. It could happen before, or it could happen slightly after. Point is, August, we're going to get it. So technically, this person could be right about it not happening at Worlds itself, like during during Worlds. Like, that's usually not what they do. They just do it around Worlds, right? Around the time of Worlds is when they do it. Why? To get the hype up, because at that point, all the Pokemon fans should be involved. All the Pokemon fans are invested, watching the Worlds, watching the championship, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. And then, of course, on top of that, you want to get them excited by giving them some information and news to keep them invested. That's basically what it all is. So, to boil it down, I don't really know about this one, Chief. I do think we're going to get some news during Worlds. I mean, not maybe, basically in the time frame of Worlds, okay? In August, we're going to get some news. Unless they decide to break this formula, which they've been working on and keeping going for about the last 3 years, which they, of course, can do, because remember, originally, Pokemon information always happened during Nintendo Directs. Pokemon used to have, stuff happening during Nintendo Directs. Then it shifted, and Pokemon wanted to be separate and on its own, so they started doing Pokemon Directs, right? Pokemon Direct, specifically in January 8th, 2013, to announce X and Y. September 4th, 2013. This, I don't remember what this was for. This is probably more X and Y news. February 26th, 2016. This was probably Sun and Moon, which, holy shit, there was 3 years between this one and this one. Damn, I would have probably lost my career at that point. Either way, the next one, June 6th of 2017. Then the next one, 2019. Like, there's, literally, dude, 2 years between these. That is Whew! Okay, and then after that, they make them more consistently, right? And then they shifted away from direct over to Prsents because they wanted to keep Pokemon separate and on its own. And now it's become a formula of sorts because here you guys can see it's kind of all over the place. It's not really consistent. Now it's become a consistent thing. They have a specific kind of method to the madness, right? Which makes sense. But again, I digress. You get the point. Let's just see if anything actually does come out of it. The rest of the post, though, is relatively vague. There isn't really much to know. He says the first trailer is going to be in September instead, which realistically, that's not that crazy to believe. I wouldn't think that would be like that impossible necessarily. I think it's highly possible that could be the case. Then again, I don't know. It's a matter of waiting and seeing what actually happens. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what goes down. I just hit my microphone. I apologize for that. But point is, anything's possible. Moving on, though, we have ourselves some actual posts over on 4chan as well that I think are a little bit more interesting. So, this was posted by Anonymous, and it's called ZA Packet. And it says, hello. I was selected to post this. I trust that this information is authentic and the first of its kind. However, please note, 1, I am not the one making these claims. 2, these claims were not originally made in English. 3, I am not the one who translated them. 4, I did not create the images I am posting. The person who translated the claims did. And 5, posting the context without any identifying factors was agreed upon by both the original source and the translator. Okay, there are 6 images in total disclosing various unreleased information on Legends ZA. About 40 people are in the shared circle of this information. The images are culmination of all the info and the source has given so far. I've been okay to post it because enough of it will be shown in the next trailer, which they say is very soon. I'm not anybody, just friends with the right person and the people, I guess. Right people, I guess. Okay, fair enough. So, now let's actually go through all these images that they, sent, right? Because there are quite a few of them. Starting things off, we're going to look at the green post that was posted, which is this one, saying, in the next entry, the player will meet the same 2 initial trios again, but this time the roles are reversed. So, I guess we're saying like the 2 initial trios, I guess they're talking about the starters, which if you guys think about it, in X and Y, you both have, you both have the Kalos starters, so Fennekin, Froakie, and, Chespin, right? You have those 3. But you also have in X and Y, the Gen 1 starters, right? But you get to choose your, regular starter first and then the Gen 1. But I guess what he's saying here is it's going to be the reverse of that. I'm assuming that's what they mean. I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong here. I don't know. I'm talking maybe out of my bum, but who knows? Either way, moving on though. They say Charizard will become Fire Dark. Blastoise will become Water Steel, and Venusaur will become Grass Psychic. Their original forms and their Mega Evolutions will all be available as missions in the post-game section of the gameplay. The same can be said for the Hoenn starters and legendaries as well as Mewtwo. Okay, so Charizard will become Fire Dark. I can see that being real. Blastoise will become Water Steel. I can also see that being real. And Venusaur being Grass Psychic. I can kind of imagine that too. Their original forms and their Mega Evolutions will all be available as missions in the post-game section of the gameplay. I can imagine that too. The same can be said for the Hoenn starters and legendaries as well as Mewtwo. So all of them, I guess, getting special forms or megas. I don't really know, but okay, moving on. Professor Marigold. Okay, so that would be the name of the professor. Marigold will give you and your Kalos starters early. Wait, will give you your Kalos starter early in your journey and their Mega Stone as the first in your collection. Okay. Chestnut walks on all 4s like a spiny dinosaur and gains the Intimidate ability. Okay, Delphox becomes a flying witch and gains the levitate ability, and Greninja is an elderly monk who teleports and leaves clones using foam and gains the battle bond ability. Okay, Delphox's psychic types become fairy, but no other types change. Fair enough. Now, the next image is this kind of reddish looking one, so let's see if we can find that one, because I actually saved this separately, just in case I wouldn't be able to find it, but here we go. So, next image is this one. It says, Mega Evolution make up the bulk of new forms in the game. Divided into 2 categories, Mega Z and Mega A. Mega Z are simply the new Mega Evolutions that have been awakened since X and Y, while Mega A are wild and strange Mega Pokemon that will serve as the game's bosses and story focus. Actually sounds pretty reasonable. I wouldn't think that would be too crazy to assume it would be real. Saying all Mega Pokemon A are Pokemon are species that you wouldn't normally encounter in Kalos, with particularly far-fetched concepts. Wait, what do you mean by far-fetched concept? Okay, fine. For example, Bruxish. Oh, God, no, please, just leave Bruxish out, man. Bruxish takes the form of a wild windsurfing board and then functions as your means of traversing water after you've tamed it. Oh, boy. Another example is Eldegoss, which adds steel type and gives it a propeller like a drone or a helicopter for personal flight. The Mega A Pokemon require no stone for their form and will activate as soon as they are sent into battle or the overworld. Okay, cool. The overworld. Why am I saying it like that? Overworld. Overworld. There we go. Overworld. Mega Z, on the other hand, works exactly like the classic ones, with design choices more like them as well. Some of the more expected ones include the long-awaited Water Fairy Melodic and Psychic Dragon Mewtwo Z. Psychic Dragon? Sorry, but Mewtwo does not fit with Dragon whatsoever. But Mewtwo Z, okay, fair enough. While more surprising picks include fighting-type add-ons for the Unova Elemental Monkey Trio and Switch to Fairy for Furfrou, which has different design for each haircut. Xerneas and Yveltal have Megas that are either neither Z nor A, powered by Zygarde's crafted held items called X-Core and Y-Core. Fairy Dragon and Dark Dragon both becomes green, no Mega Charizard Z or A, which that is the most unrealistic thing I've read so far. That is the most unrealistic thing I have read in this whole thing so far. That does not sound real. Okay, so moving on. A lot of the game's story will be told through illustrated cutscenes, not very different from the Tales of Kitakami and the Teal Mask. These illustrations, however, take on a medieval style. They remind me of this intro to the film... They remind me of the intro to the film Shrek. Okay, cool. From somewhere in the millennia between the reign of AZ and the time in the Callum Serena story, I guess, your customized character, default male named Tabor, default female named Salome, is the subject of an arcane prophecy, lost to time, chosen as an avatar by a nomadic eternal Floette, who is unable to send itself through time. You are sent into the distant future of Lumio City, where a greater threat than the ultimate weapon awaits. Okay, so you're sent into distant future. Fair enough. So it's set in the future, I guess. Fair enough. Okay. While Tabor and Salome is from before the era of trainers, you have a deep connection with Pokemon, which is both why Floette chooses you and why you are perfect for the new integrated Lumio City. In the redevelopment city, Pokemon are everywhere, with not even furnished buildings being a safe space from wild encounters, okay? The game truly happens all within the city, which will certainly be a change of pace. But many fans will be surprised by how engaging the biodiversity of the city life can be. There are no catacombs, as many hope for, but there is both a thriving subway system and a collection of perks scattered around the city, so the usual spectrum of environments can still be expected. Fair enough, whatever you say, boss. Moving on to the next section, because I told you it's a long rumor. So, and I don't know, why would you write it in this style of text? Like, this is impossible to read. Okay, the game's plot sees you investigating the misdeeds of Quasar, the development company behind Lumio City's urban plan. From within the organization, the people you will meet at Quasar include Professor Marigold, a woman resembling Colress, Jules, aka a man resembling Watson, Linder, a man resembling Wick, Naveen, a woman resembling Dexio and Sina, Alphonse, a man resembling Lance, and Carrie, a woman resembling Sycamore. The company's director is Vern Stone, a male descendant of Joseph and Stephen Stone. One of the conflicts is determining who among them has good intentions and who does not. Yo, are they going to be making us do like some Ace Attorney shit in this? Because that would actually be really fun in a Pokemon game. He says, though, throughout your exploration, you discover that nearly every aspect of Lumios's futuristic infrastructure is powered by overworked captive Zygarde cells. Kalos Guardian Zygarde has been spread so thin across Lumio City that it's now powerless to do anything. As you shut down these power cells and defeat the Mega A Pokemon, you will slowly start to rebuild Zygarde to its full capabilities, as it accompanies you into in the form of an unusable partner and pets. Throughout all this, continuous references are made to Quasar's CEO, who refuses to show himself to anyone, communicating only cryptically through Director Stone. Once you have completed Zygarde, you are called in for a meeting with the CEO, who reveals himself to be an unaged Lysander. The blast from the ultimate weapon gave him the same immortality as AZ, and according to him, opened his eyes to the truth. Okay, abandoning old ties with Team Flare, he concluded that the solitude was his only path to victory, and the true way to make the world beautiful is to let Pokemon rule over humans. Which, it's kind of counterproductive, because isn't he using Pokemon to power the city? Like, it seems a little bit whatever. Okay, either way, prior to your intervention, Lysander had not only acquired the subdued Zygarde, but also Xerneas and Yveltal, as well as the Eternal Floette, who was revealed to have sent a distress signal back to its ancient self. Okay, this is getting really fanfiction-y, man. Creating the prophecy in reverse, Lysander was wielding this power through Quasar's front to manifest the Mega A Pokemon in an attempt to produce Pokemon capable of fully overtaking Lumia City. But you've thwarted that plan as well. Enraged at the sight of its captor and its enslaved brethren, the complete Zygarde you've constructed lashes out and charges Lysander. But this is interrupted by a great surge of energy from the 4 combined Pokemon, causing a colorful explosion. In its wake, a terrifying Pokemon resembling a massive tree, the grass ghost type, Arazil stands. Arazil is the living form of all life, death, and balanced energy that exists between the legendaries and within the ultimate weapon. Having always been around but never showing itself before now. Surprisingly, Arazil chooses Lysander as its vessel, imbuing him with the glowing energy. Finally, Zygarde joins your team to battle. Delighted with this, Lysander challenges you with his team of 6 Mega Evolutions, concluding with a boss battle against Arazil itself once you defeat him. Once you've caught or fainted Arazil, Lysander's energy boost fades while your rival and Professor Marigold rush in to help subdue him. The post-game story centers on tracking down all the Mega Stones, as well as setting up the new power system with the Clement and Bonnie's female descendants, Clarissa. Okay, fair enough. Moving on, what is the last part? Because there's one more post, I think. Here we go. Now, this will be the first entry in a series to have 2 different console versions. The original Switch version does not look very impressive and will be the first build shown off. But the version for the new console actually looks pretty smooth. The game will receive no DLC or content updates, but the version for the new console will contain an additional battle facility, as well as be the only way to obtain the Meteorite for Mega Rayquaza. Please stay tuned to official confirmation from Game Freak coming soon. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is a hefty rumor. That is a big fat rumor, but that's the thing. It's a rumor, and I'm gonna be real. Some of the stuff is a bit too fanfiction-y. How would you know so much about the story unless, I guess, you have seen all the story? Also, a lot of the story sounds a little bit too far out there. Like, I know Pokemon stories can be a little bit out there sometimes, but this sounds a little bit too out there in some cases. And that's, I feel like, where I'm gonna be ending this and where my kind of point stands on this. So, ladies and gentlemen, grab yourself a drink, enjoy this warm summer day, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, and bye-bye.